All right, we're digging into one of humanity's oldest obsessions, gold. We're going to race from the deepest mines on Earth right up to the crazy heights of global finance, all to understand what this seductive metal truly represents. So, let's get into it.
There's this great line from an old poem, "Not all that glisters gold." And really, that single line just perfectly sums up what we're talking about today. It's this constant battle, right, between the shiny, glittering idea of gold and the often brutal, harsh reality that it takes to get it. That tension, it's the whole story.
So, to really get a grip on gold, you have to start where it all begins, where it's literally ripped from the earth. Our journey kicks off at the deepest man-made hole anywhere on this planet. It's the Mponeng mine in South Africa. One author who went there actually called it the gates of hell. That should tell you something. Just think about this for a second. To even get to the main work areas, you have to go down 2.3 miles. Straight down. You're basically taking an elevator into a furnace. The rock walls around you are a blistering 140 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, the pressure down there is just immense. The earth is constantly shifting, always stirring. And we're not talking about some simple hole in the ground here. No way. Mponeng is this massive labyrinth, a legit underground city. Get this. The network of tunnels down there, it's 30 miles longer than the entire New York City subway system. That's just an insane feat of engineering. But this underground city is also incredibly dangerous. I mean, the miners there face this constant, non-stop barrage of threats. Just imagine, the ground all around you is shaking from about 600 seismic events every single month. And sometimes those tremors are so violent they cause what's called a rock burst. That's when the walls of the tunnel literally explode inward. A deadly spray of rock, just poof. And it gets even crazier. Because beyond all the official workers, there's this whole other shadow world down there. We're talking about illegal miners. They call them zama-zamas, or ghost miners. These guys live, and often die, in the old abandoned tunnels. They say that without sunlight, their skin can actually turn gray. They're just haunting this suffocating maze, all chasing that same dream of gold. So you see this immense human cost, right? This mind-blowing industrial effort. And it all just leads to one big fundamental question. We don't even use this stuff for money anymore. Not officially. So why? Why on earth are we still going to these insane lengths for it? Well, the answer, like with so many things, starts with history. Because for most of human history, you gotta understand, gold wasn't just like money. It was money. It was power. It was empire. It was the bedrock of, well, everything. You can trace the path pretty clearly. For centuries, gold just poured out of conquered empires, like the Incas, and flowed straight into the vaults of Europe. And from there, it got kinda tamed. It became the foundation of the whole global economy, the gold standard. That is, until one single decision in 1971 just cut the cord for good. And the gold standard, it was really two sides of the same coin. On the one hand, yeah, it gave money real credibility. Your dollar was backed by actual physical gold, tangible. But on the other hand, man, it was rigid. It was this harsh system that could spread economic pain from one country to another just like a virus. It was ruthless. The famous economist John Maynard Keynes, he saw this coming. He saw the brutality of it way before it actually ended. Way back in 1923, he was already calling it a primitive, brutal tool. His words were a barbarous relic. He just thought it had no place in the modern world. Okay, so if it's a barbarous relic and it's not our money anymore, what is it? What did gold become? How did it transform into the powerhouse that it is today? So after 1971, gold was basically set adrift. It was officially cut loose from currency. It had to find a new job, a new purpose in the world. And boy, did it find one. It wasn't money anymore. It became something else entirely. And a huge piece of its new identity is wrapped up in these financial products. The most famous one is this ETF called SPDR Gold Shares, but everyone just calls it the Spider. And this was a total game changer. All of a sudden, anyone, you, me, anyone with a brokerage account could trade gold just as easily as buying a share of Apple. No more worrying about where to keep your heavy gold bar, and the impact was just staggering. Get this, within just a few years, this one private fund, the Spider, held more actual physical gold than the entire central bank of China. Let that sink in for a second. It basically just turned on a fire hose of new money into the gold market. And that fire hose of money led to this truly unbelievable number. In just one 3-month stretch back in 2011, $15 trillion worth of gold changed hands in London. To put that in perspective, that is a dollar amount equal to twice all the gold ever mined in all of human history, traded in just 90 days. It's just mind-bending. So when you see a number like that, you realize we're talking about paper gold, right? Gold that's just a number on a screen, a derivative, an ETF share. And all of that trading, it brings up this really spooky question that just haunts the entire market. Is the actual physical gold really there? I mean, what if everybody showed up at once and asked for their gold? Is there enough in the vaults to cover it all? And that question, that's what really leads us to the ultimate paradox of gold today. In the 21st century, it's like gold has a complete split personality. It's an asset being torn between two completely different identities, and it's pulling the whole market in opposite directions. So what's the deal? Which one is it? Is gold that ultimate safe haven asset? You know, the physical thing you grab when you think the whole financial system is about to fall apart? Or is it just another poker chip in the giant global casino? An asset whose price is actually driven by the exact same fear and panic it's supposed to save us from. It's a huge contradiction.
And you know, this whole paradox played out perfectly, but on a criminal level, with the famous Brinks-Mat heist back in 1983. It was one of the biggest in British history. These guys stole 3 tons of gold bars. Awesome, right? Except they immediately hit a brick wall. They realized gold isn't cash. You can't just go buy a sandwich with a gold bar. And trying to turn that much physical gold into usable, untraceable money, they found out it's a nearly impossible task.
So in the end, after this 6,000-year obsession, you're left wondering, right? Is our deep, deep connection to this shiny, heavy, and pretty useless yellow metal, is it a conscious, rational choice we're making based on modern finance? Or is it something way deeper, something more primal? One economist called it a race memory, like it's some ancient instinct for safety and value that's just hardwired into us, something we simply can't shake.